Okay, so Luke chapter 8, verse 43. And a woman having an issue of blood 12 years, which had spent all her living upon physicians, neither could be healed of any. Right, so he's explaining, setting the scene that there's a woman now. She's 12 years, she's had this ailment, and she's spent all her money with doctors trying to, heal her, but nothing's working. And then verse 44, it's continuing. Came behind him and touched the border of his garment, and immediately her issue of blood staunched. Right, so it's just saying, so she came up behind him. Because we explained in the other Gospels that you have an issue of blood, like you're like unclean, so you wouldn't just go touch someone else and make them unclean. That would be a big problem, right? So she comes up behind him. She just wants to touch the hem of his garment. She doesn't want to make him unclean. She just wants to try to get the healing power from him. Okay. In verse 45. And Jesus said, "Who touched me?" When all denied, Peter and they that were with him said, "Master, the multitude throng thee and press thee, and sayest thou, who touched me?" Right. So even the disciples like, what are you talking about? There's all these thousands of people. You want to know who touched you? Everybody's trying to touch you, right? They don't see, right? And then verse 46. And Jesus said, "Somebody hath touched me, for I perceive that virtue is gone out of me." Right, so he's feeling the healing power going out of him when the lady touched him that was behind him. Okay. And then verse 47. And when the woman saw that she was not hid, she came trembling, and falling down before him, she declared unto him before all the people for what cause she had touched him, and how she was healed immediately. Right, so she came, she's trembling. She was healed at that moment when she touched his garment. And so now she's explaining why she touched him and how she was healed just like that. And then verse 48. And he said unto her, "Daughter, be of good comfort. Thy faith hath made thee whole. Go in peace." The faith she had. She knew if he could just touch the hem of the garment of the Son of God, she would be healed. Right? He said, "Go in peace. Your faith is safe, has made thee whole." And then verse 49. While he yet spake, there cometh one from the ruler of the synagogue's house, saying to him, "Thy daughter is dead. Trouble not the master." Right? Because before Jairus, he was on his way to his house, to Jairus' house, because he had a daughter that was sick and he wanted Jesus to heal his daughter. So they're on their way. He was interrupted by a woman with the issue of blood that came up behind him. Right? So now, someone from Jairus' house is coming up to him and saying, "Don't trouble the master." Well, Jesus is the master, right? He's the rabbi, he's the master, right? He's Lord. He said, "Don't trouble not the master." He's giving him the bad news. Your daughter's dead. In verse 50. But when Jesus heard it, he answered him, saying, "Fear not, believe only, and she shall be made whole." Right? So when Jesus heard it, he said right away, "Believe only, and she shall be made whole."